Hello, Achieve Teachers, and welcome to another wonderful edition of the weekly update as presented by myself, Derek Eaton. So 9/11 obviously has a negative connotation for the most part across the United States, as we always kind of take a moment to think about where was I when that horrific act occurred back in 2001. So hopefully, you've had a wonderful day at school and are staying positive, and if nothing else, having a teaching moment with your students and giving your family members an extra hug or phone call. Anyways, back to the on to the update. Number one is a kind of a big one. It's probably my main point for this actual update, but our professional development plan has been pushed back due to some of the instances in its learning not working out as quickly and as we kind of thought they would at this point. And so as a result, what we're doing for September and October, because October is only 2 weeks and then the district's kind of on fall break, and then we get back, and it's the last week of October with Halloween ending the weekend. And it traditionally is a do on your own professional development lesson from Michelle. We are combining September and October to make sure everyone that's teaching for Achieve does indeed complete the training course for its learning. It takes longer than the traditionally scheduled 2 hours. A lot of Michelle's assignments, she tries to keep that in mind when she's doing the 1 month long assignment instead of the webinar to kind of keep your workload down. Well, the training course will take you anywhere between 4 to 6 hours to complete. Again, it may take you quicker if you're just kind of rushing through it so you get a feel, but it's probably overall going to take more than 2 hours. And again, it's not you sit for 6 hours and work through it. Do a little bit, break, come back again later. But we need everyone to kind of finish that so we can build on that knowledge for November, December, and again the goal is still to be in its learning for January. That may not happen, it's a goal, but we need everyone to complete the training course first. So Michelle's going to be sending out, if she hasn't already at this point at the release of this video slash update, kind of the assignment link through My Big Campus and probably its learning, but just be looking for that, and you'll have the rest of this month, September, all of next month, October, to complete that. And then our next professional development webinar, it's a face-to-face online webinar. It will be scheduled for November 5th, so it's that second week back from fall break. I think it's the Thursday. And we'll pull everybody back together and have a better general understanding of where we actually are regarding moving content, having your classes over to its learning, so how detailed we can be with training in its learning. So that's kind of the next steps here. But again, we need everyone to finish the training course. Some of you have started it but have stalled, and others still haven't even looked at it. We really need everyone to get in there and start working in its learning so you can get familiar with it. So when we fire up, it'll either be January or next summer school. So either one, it's going to come fast. It'll be here before you know it, and you need to be familiar with it. So moving on from professional development, Thursday, the 10th, Star Hairston is our Indiana Department of Ed outreach coordinator, since we're a priority school, focused on priority school due to our F grade. She has rescheduled. I like to keep you all just kind of in the know on things that are happening and what's going on kind of there. So she rescheduled for the 24th, so stay tuned. As after we meet, I'll be sure to keep everyone in the loop on kind of what she says, ideas she may have that can help us to perform better and go from there. But again, this is just kind of an FYI. Only 4 more weeks until what? What is that fall break? So literally there are 4 more Fridays, and then our district is on fall break. I understand that some of you work in other districts that may have already started fall break at that time, or have a different fall break that isn't 2 weeks long and is still only the 2 days long. But be thinking about when you're going to be available for your students. A lot of our part-time schools, Madison Grant in particular, they still only take one Thursday and Friday off, so their students are are still sitting in classrooms working, and when their teachers aren't available for a full 2 weeks, it's very frustrating and it's a bad commercial for us. So please have some planned availability. I understand taking a vacation and you might have modified office hours, but taking the full 2 weeks really isn't an option. So please be aware of that and be looking ahead and planning out potential times when you're going to at least be able to grade and maybe respond to some messages from your students over that time. If you're a Wayne teacher, again, others you may not have 2 weeks, so it might not be an issue, but be thinking of that. Number 2, your first payout of the year is also around that time period. I generally try to, within the first couple of days of the first week of our fall break, the office is open. I will be here Monday through Wednesday, Wednesday that week. And I'll be hashing out teacher pay, and so most of you will be getting at least $50 for all the students who have started. Some of you, I know we have 2 in business math that have already completed, so you would get the full 125. But again, it'll be a nice little fall break chunk for you. So I'll have more details on that as we get closer. That also comes with kind of a message of what I'm seeing communication-wise and what I've heard regarding concerns. But I must say, so far those are down, and it's been going pretty well so far from what I can tell. Non-working students, again, continue to get me those names. I've had some, but we're kind of reached the point where next Thursday, the 17th, we're going to stop taking applications. We're going to focus on those that we have and know are joining us over that 24-hour period to September 18th, which is a week from Friday. And that's it. ADM day is that day. That's when the state takes your attendance and says that's who you're getting money for. And so just kind of be aware of that. Now, part-time students from other locations and Ben Davis students, they'll continue to kind of come in, and we'll put them in for about 18 weeks and let them work through your content. But our full-time students, what we have next Friday, that's it. That's who we have. That's who we're getting paid for. So looking at our numbers, we're going to be similar to where we were last year. We might be a little high, we might be about the same, we might be a little low, but we're going to be right at about 200 students. Of those, from the beginning of the school year, what I've been looking for is looking for those older students who really aren't working. They've done nothing, 0 assignments, and they're in their 30s, and we're just withdrawing those. But if they've shown any kind of work at this point with a week to go, we're holding on to them because we can count that as attendance, and we'll go ahead and count them, continue to see if we can harass them into getting work done, and if not, we'll start in late September and October and through November at withdrawing those who they've gone missing, or if they're over 18, they're a lot easier to get rid of. So we like to hold on to them. It'd be nice if we could get every kid working. I've heard a lot of positive things from teachers that most of their kids are working, and it's really the first semester they feel that way. So overall going better than last year at this time, but still one of those things we want to chase down and monitor. But I want to keep you in the loop on if you've got like a 25-year-old who's done nothing except maybe worked in one class that isn't yours. This is kind of our reasoning here at this point. So just kind of FYI on that. Don't get too frustrated. We will be kind of chasing them down more as we get past count day, which is next week. Surveys, the last 2 updates I sent you in the weekly updates, 2 different links for surveys. I've joined the Indiana Principal Leadership Academy, or Institute, sorry, it used to be Academy. I am cohort 3, and with that I'm working on furthering my education as well, so it's a part of that, but the 2-year program / cohort, one of the functions here is to, year 1, improve myself or look at myself to improve myself through action research, and the surveys are just giving me some baseline data to begin that process. So we have to have our staff do it. I've had the BDED staff do it and complete it, but I've also sent it, instead of having just 4 or 5 people with, those numbers anyone can tell you math-wise, it's not going to be super meaningful data if it's only, 4 or 5 people. So trying to get a broader spectrum and go from there. Names are not on it, so whatever comes, that's what we'll look at for myself, or that's what I'll look at for myself and try to improve upon. So just FYI, please don't forget about it. not a long weekend this week, but it was a short week for you. Enjoy your 4-day weekend. 4 more again, and so most of us get a little break. If not, it's about 5.5, and you get a break, along with those fall conferences where you can touch base with parents. So that ought to be exciting. And of course, if you're an NFL fan, welcome back the NFL, and certainly enjoy your first week of it if Sunday's your day. We've had one game as of this Thursday night, but enjoy it. It's been a great start. I want to reiterate that. This has been one of the, if not the best, certainly one of the best starts to achieve virtual school year. A lot of that is a testament to all that you're doing and some of the processes that have changed and evolved over time for us. And so I thank you for that. You continue to make us look good out there around the state of Indiana, and no one appreciates that more than I. So thank you. And again, have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week.